Do-do-do-do-do-do. Bow, bow. At home, drawn pictures of mountain tops with him on top. Lemon yellow sun, arms raised in a V. The dead lay in pools of maroon below. Daddy didn't give attention, no, to the boy on the fact that money didn't care. King Jeremy the Wicked, I'll rule this world. Happy Monday. Jeremy spoken in class today. Ugh. Monday, Monday. I don't know what I've got going on today. I'll have to look. I feel like there might be a meeting today, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I've got something going on today. I don't know what it is. There's something wrong with the world today. I don't know what it is. Something's wrong with our eyes. Seeing things in a different way. God knows it ain't his. Sure ain't no surprise. Yeah! We're living on the edge. No, I ain't seen Romulus yet. Original Metal Man. You're a metal guy, dude. I can tell. You do this a lot. You go like, right? Rocking out extra dextra super duper hard, dude. That's the way it works, right? Yeah, dude. When I do these early morning ones, they're very small. They're tiny. It's like nobody's awake yet. All the skibbities are asleep. They'll wake up by like 10. But for now, we're going to have ourselves an intimate little audience, okay? You got itches? You want me to get them? Come up here. Come see me. I'll give you itches. Scritchy scritches. I'm good at it. I can do it. I can do it. You're so cute. You stay up there. People want to see you this morning. They love your handsome little face and your googly eyes. They like it. They need you. Ideology last night was far. It was far. I don't remember it. I don't remember most of it. I don't remember what we said or what we talked about, but I'm glad it was fun. I'm glad you had a good time. We all deserve a good time. Isn't that deep? Isn't that true? Oh yeah, we talked about barbecue. I kind of remember that. Talked about anime for 3 hours, even though you said you didn't want to. Fuck. That happens, man. Yeah, I kind of remember that. I kind of remember yelling at people about anime. Yeah. It's all coming back to me now. But it's all coming back to me. Uh-oh, you have to compete with girl in bikini during doing yoga. She is no stripping granny, but still. Oh, yeah. Girl in bikini during doing yoga. I don't think I can handle that, bro. I don't think I can even compete. No speaky the Russian. Only speaky the English. Do you have a job? Yeah, I own a business. Do you have a mom? Yeah, I do have a mom. This is some good questions. Rapid fire. Do you have a grandpa? You got banned for that one because that was the third in a row stupid one. But yeah, well, I had a grandpa. My grandpa's dead. Good evening from India. Hello, India. Well, good morning from California. All the way on the other side of the planet. Seeing things in a different way. God knows it ain't his. Ura hippie. Ugro tree. The skibbities have awoken. They're here. Look out. Brain dead. The brain dead have awoken. Damn, I bet you got that shit sends the moon to you instead of going to the moon. Yeah. I'm in California, so I got the best of the best. I got the top shelf of the top shelf. What do you do after retirement? I will never retire, so I don't have a plan to ever retire. Retirement is for cucks. I'll work till I'm dead. What county in California? Fresno County? Paul, can a machine love or be conscious? Yes. And yes. Unit 3021 is warming. Makes a humming sound. When its circuits duplicate emotion. As the lights blink faster and brighter, one more robot learns to be something more than a machine. When it tries the way it does, makes it seem like it can love. And it's hard to say what's real when you know the way you feel. And you think that it can love when it tries the way it does. Boom, 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 boom. D, you don't need to join. You leave that puppy alone. That puppy just having a good time. He's allowed to have a good time. That's his yard over there. That's your yard over here. And you guys could meet at the fence. See? You gotta chill. You ain't gotta take it all the way to 10. Just because you got a friend. Keep it at a 6. Well, oh, D. Unit. I love that song so much. Unit 3021. From the Flaming Lips album, Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots. It's a great, great song. Great album. Well, do you know in Iceland there's no tipping and you never see beggars on the street? Cool. That must mean you like take good care of your people or you round up homeless people into camps. One of the two. But that's nice. It's so weird to be sitting in a little backyard talking to people from all over the planet. India, Iceland, Germany, Switzerland. I've had people pop in from Africa. It's just nuts to me. I never got used to the internet in that way, you know. Oh, the blue dream. The blue dream. Blue dream is good. Weather in Festus is nice right now. Good. I'm glad. Bro looks like a sexy version of the dude from Big Lebowski. Bruh. I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. Love from Russia. Hello, Russia. Love from United States. Have you ever worked a normal job? Yes. Yeah. I mean, I started working when I was 14. Got a job under the table working at a recycling plant in Biola for the summer. I saved my money when I was 14 to 15. I did the same work by 15th year over the summer. And I took the money that I made and I bought my first car with it when I turned 16. I'd managed to save up, I think, $3,000 or something. And so I bought my first car. So my parents had told me, like, straight out that they were not buying me a car. You know, weren't giving me a car. If I wanted a car, I was going to have to buy it. And so I worked for that. And then when I was 16, I had the car. I got my first like over the table job at Wendy's. I was like grill guy at Wendy's. That Wendy's in Madera got shut down because the manager was dealing meth out the fucking drive-through. So I was unemployed for a couple of months, and then I got a job at Blockbuster with my friend Waylon. He was working there. That was a pretty chill job. And I worked at Blockbuster for about a year, about the last year of my high school, 17 to 18. And then I won a full ride scholarship to college. That didn't work out. I kind of flunked out of college. And my parents gave me the ultimatum of like, you've got 1 month to either find a job and find your own place, or you're going to be out on the street. And so my friend Rodney had moved to Arizona after high school to go to a technical college, and he said that it was great. He said that I could come couch surf, so I did. I moved away from California at 18 to Arizona. Got a job working for a now defunct multinational called MCI WorldCom. I did HP Pavilion phone tech support, mostly for those cheap bundle PCs they used to sell at like Walmart and shit. And I worked in a giant aircraft hangar looking building that was just filled with call center employees. And then the .com crash happened in early 2000, and MCI WorldCom literally went belly up. It was a huge multinational tech company, and it just went like bloated, like went belly up. I showed up to work one day, and everybody was getting the pink slip. Well, all the people that had been hired in my round were getting the pink slip, and they, let us know like they're laying everybody off in stages. So, MCI is done. I was like, shit. Because I wasn't like super paying attention to the news at this point in my life. Maybe I was here and there, but I hadn't heard that, the company I worked for was going to go like, so I was still dressed nice, from the job. And so I walked out of the parking lot, and I was like, I looked around and I was like, well, time to hit the street. So I just beat my feet all up and down Chandler Boulevard, and I put in an app everywhere, at the grocery store, at this, the hobby shop, at that. Put in about 20 apps in a work day. I got home, I immediately got a call back from a gas station that wanted me to come work the graveyard shift. And I accepted that job, and then as soon as I hung it up, my phone rang again, and it was Starbucks calling me for a final interview. And I had to make the choice. Do I take the job I just took, show up, be a gas station night employee, or do I, try out Starbucks? And Starbucks seemed like a more interesting place to work to me than a gas station in the middle of the night. So I went to the Starbucks interview instead of going to my first day at the job, called the guy back and said, got another offer. Thank you for the opportunity. Went to the Starbucks interview, got hired. I worked for Starbucks for 8 years. I transferred to 6 different stores in that 8 year. I was like a pinch hitter type of guy that they would send to stores that were struggling, that needed a backbone. I was very good on bar and very good at running a shift, and so I worked really well with crews that needed help, and so I transferred a lot. And then somewhere around 2007, I got really sick of working at Starbucks, and I started looking for another job. I got the opportunity to interview for a job doing tech support for a school district, for the school district I grew up in, Madera Unified School District. I was not, obviously had no official schooling on computers or anything, but I was a computer nerd. I'd built computers with my dad since the late 80s. And so I knew enough to get myself hired there. And I did that job for 8 years. got married doing that job, etc. Bought a house, got divorced, I quit the job to go back to school. During that time, got divorced, moved to Texas, got the job that started this job. I was hired to be on the Drunken Peasants podcast full time. And that was my first like performance job, podcasting job, whatever you want to call it. And I did that for 4 years and change. That show split. I went with the split. Started another show called Deep Fat Fried. And that is what currently pays all my bills. And I've been doing that show for 6 years now. 7 years, close to. So, there you go. Yes, YouTube is the highest paid job I ever had. How did you meet TJ? Well, back in like 2006 when YouTube was in its nascent form, like it was just starting to, people were just starting to vlog is what we called it back then, video logging. And TJ and I were both kind of active in those early days. TJ before me by a few months, I think. But first video I ever made was an attempted takedown of TJ. He just laughed it off. And then over the course of the next few months, I started to get better at making videos. I started to get more comfortable with the idea of that. And he and I went from being kind of antagonistic or like kind of out of each other's circles to being right in the same circle, kind of backing each other up. Then as the years progressed on YouTube, TJ would like reach out to me. He would cover an old video of mine. He would like goad me into making a video because I wasn't doing YouTube for the money. He was, right? And when I would make a good video, he would like mirror it on his channel and he just sent me a bunch of people, you know? So he really put me on early on in the YouTube days. But yeah, that's how we met. I didn't ever think it was going to turn into a job or anything like that. But because I knew him from all the way back then and he remembered me, I was able to get on the Drunken Peasants podcast. And it's kind of earlier days, not the earliest days, but yeah, I mean, that's why when people go like, how could I do what you did? I want to tell them like either put in like 10 to 15 years worth of work getting there or just find something else to do. What was the takedown about? The takedown was TJ was starting an atheist group called the ASU, Atheist Scum United. And I thought it was the stupidest fucking idea. I was like, we don't need a fucking lame-ass YouTube atheist group. And so I did a teardown of it, and then he just laughed it off, you know. But yeah, so that's my work history in a nutshell. I have not seen the new Alien. I will, but I have not yet. Is that the one where Scotty jumped in? Yeah. He didn't really jump in so much as just drive by and fucking insult me, you know? Yeah, I've heard good things about the new Alien, so I'm cautiously optimistic. But I won't know till I know. There's a lot of times that people will love a franchise reboot or a sequel. I'll go see it and I'll be like, not for me. So I don't know. I'll call it when I call it. You and TJ have a chemistry. If you didn't have that, it would fail. Yeah. Well, I have chemistry. I'm very chemically inert. I mix well with other compounds. I work best, creatively speaking, with others. That doesn't mean that I'm incapable of doing creative things on my own, but I believe my strength is as a supporting role or as a part of a small group of performers. you think about the James Webb Telescope and its new better quality pictures of the universe, I mean, awesome, right? Like mind-blowing that we can peer so deep into the universe. Mind-blowing that what we're seeing on those telescopic photos is, in some cases, hundreds of thousands of years in the past. The universe is fucking insane, dude. I'm not smart enough to fully comprehend and grasp the size and gravity of it all, but like what I do understand about it just blows my fucking mind. Yeah, the distances, the fact that it takes light, 300,000 years to reach us from the, some of the closest stars to, it's just like fucking what? All of that immensity and all of that space. It's on a scale that the human mind, I think, has trouble conceptualizing. What are you asking me, Nell? For my address? No, I don't give out my address to anybody, bro. And I don't accept people I don't know into my home. That's not how I roll, bro. If you're gonna come into my pad, I'm gonna know you. That's just the way I am, man. I'm sorry, but yeah. Not your address, your Discord server. I don't have a Discord server. So I used to, but I closed that down. Heard the many stars we see in the night sky are long dead. Yeah, I got in trouble for telling my niece that when she was like 7, because my sister and brother-in-law are young Earth creationists, and they overheard me telling her that some of the stars were so far away that they probably burned out a long time ago, but we're still seeing them because it takes so long for the light that they emit to reach the Earth. Your sister sounds nuts. She's not. My sister's great. They just have, pretty extreme religious beliefs, and, is what it is. I've gained like more than a modicum. I've gained a genuine respect for them and their right to believe the way that they believe and to raise their kids the way they want. Like I used to be very rebellious against that, but I have in my old age realized that live and let live is the best policy for most things. And B, do I look like a flower to you? Go find a flower. What the fuck? I don't know. Here's the thing. That niece, she's my eldest niece. She was 7 at that time. She's 17 now. She's brilliant. So by 8 years old, she was reading Grey's Anatomy. It's still her favorite book. She knew everything about the human body by 9 years old. She's a biology nut. She just absorbs anything and everything immediately. She's a brilliant mind. So I wouldn't say she was stunted at all. Like if you were to meet my eldest niece, you wouldn't say like, wow, there's a person that never learned how to be a human, or there's a person that was religiously indoctrinated. You'd probably be like, there's an incredibly brilliant young woman. Like she's super duper smart. She can talk about anything. Will you ever tell us the story about the time you were pulled over and held at gunpoint naked again? Probably, but I think I'm going to make a call. I think you got to go. What a stupid question. What an impertinent, shitty, sneak diss question. Get him the fuck out. Escort him to the door. Let me try and trigger somebody's fucking traumatic fucking PTSD, dude. Like, who the fuck are you, bro? Fucking weirdo. Garbage behavior. That's what you get, though. These drooling fucking idiots that don't act. There's no way they bring this energy into public. They just have their mouths slapped constantly. Pop, 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 pop. Hey, dude. Remember all that trauma and stuff that we talked about fucking 5 shows ago? When are you gonna relive that? That's a nobody going nowhere. Pretty fucked. Pretty fucking sad, yo. Yeah. You folks, and I'm not talking about all of you, so please don't get personally offended, but you folks that were raised on this fucking internet, you got a lot to learn about fucking going out in public. I bet a lot of you get slapped up, clapped up, punched up, beat down. Because some of you dumbasses probably bring this energy out into public thinking the world is the internet. The world is not the internet. And when you treat the internet the way that you do, you make the internet a fucking toxic, shitty, unreadable, unusable shit heap. When it's literally the most brilliant communication tool we've ever invented. The most brilliant thing that human beings have ever done is connect everybody to everybody instantaneously over the planet. Distance no longer matters. No longer takes 6 weeks to get a letter to fucking India. You can just call somebody in India and see their face, and they can see yours. You have all of this, and you treat it like slop. You passed a Rivian? Oh, good. Rivians are pretty decent. They're way better like trucks than the Cybertruck is, which is funny. You know, the sun and the moon appear to be the same size because of an astonishing coincidence. The moon is 400. Yeah. I know. That's why we get a total solar eclipse, the perfect solar eclipse with the corona. It's just an absolutely crazy mathematical coincidence that has to do with the size of the moon relative to us and the distance between us and the moon and the distance between us and the sun. So at our like periapsis, at our apoapsis, right? So that is really neat. It's a spectacle that not a lot of planets will get to see, you know? Like if there is intelligent life out there, they likely were not subjected to total solar eclipse. Partial solar eclipse, probably. I've seen a few of the Cybertrucks driving around, bro. My favorite subreddit right now, just to chill and read, like, you know, I'll wait like 5 days and then go see the new shit. Cyberstuck, bro. Just like documenting all these things, breaking down, busting, you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking hilarious, bro. Dude, that subreddit, if you haven't seen it, is worth checking out, bro. There's some hilarious shit there. My favorite video on there, I shit you not, it's this dude. He's like, whoa, here with my Cybertruck. You know, he's filming like a semi-professional looking video, and he's like, you know, we got to do it. This thing's a beast. We're just gonna walk right over it. So he steps up on the hood, and he's like filming his feet. He's like going right over this windshield, man, unbreakable. And he gets to the top of the windshield, and you hear this like, and he like pans away from it real quick and just keeps walking on the top. He's like, yeah, man, you can't, this thing's a beast. It's like, you just broke your windshield, you fucking idiot, bro. Yeah, I saw that video too. Well, it wasn't the bumper getting torn off. The entire frame sheared off. So the frame of the Cybertruck the bumper isn't part of the frame. It's separate. It doesn't have a solid core, but it's rated for towing. So like what happened in that video is actually way worse than it looks. It wasn't just like, oh, a fender got torn off or something. No, the back of the car frame sheared off. When you've got a car that's rated for towing and you can shear off part of the back frame of the vehicle, it means that you've literally got a cheap piece of shit that should not be allowed to tow. You should not be allowed to tow a big trailer with your Cybertruck because they don't have, like, it was exposed that they don't have a solid core hooking their hitch to the frame. It's not a closed system frame or whatever they call it, a solid core frame. The hitch is like just welded on. Yeah, dude, that could be devastating. Imagine you're on the freeway and that frame shears off because you hit a bump. And that fucking trailer is now going 70 miles an hour down the freeway, unfettered, flipping. I have a feeling that that's going to happen, and these trucks are going to be derated for towing. You watch. There is no way that was a fluke, that dude was able to rip the whole fucking tow hitch off of the frame, and the whole back end of the frame just came apart. I've just been waiting to hear about it. Somebody is going to be towing something in this, and that whole fucking frame is going to shear off the back of it, and it's going to kill somebody. And they're going to be made like road illegal is what I think is going to happen. That's where I think it's going. And that's going to be the most hilarious fucking thing. Imagine that you spent $100,000 on that, and now you can't drive it because it's not street legal. No, it wasn't already broken before that happened, and it shouldn't have been broken at all. You shouldn't be able to shear part of the frame away with force. People are whining. They're like, look, he hit this concrete berm or something. That shouldn't matter. You've got a solid core steel frame for towing. It shouldn't matter what you bumped or what you scraped the underside of that car on. The frame literally sheared off of the truck. If you don't understand towing, you can't talk to me about this. Okay? I'm just letting you know. If you've never hooked something up and towed it and understand the principles of towing a big giant thing behind your truck, you can't talk to me. You're literally just living in theory land, and I'm talking about reality. Okay? There is no bump that he could have hit where he scraped the underneath part of his frame that would make the fucking back part of that frame shear off. Other than cheap, shoddy, shitty construction. Nothing. There's nothing that he could have done to that car. You could roll that fucking thing, fix it up enough to tow, and it's still going to tow if it's got a solid steel core frame. But it doesn't. The entire fucking tow mechanism shears off the back of it. Are you pro-white? I'm pro-human being. How's that? I don't care how much melanin is in your skin. I'm pro-working class human being. How's that? You into any fighting games? Yup. I'm on that Tekken 8 grind right now. Trying desperately to get out of the golds with my Jack 8. But yeah, no, I'm a fighting game guy. It was definitely already broken before it happened, to be fair. You cannot break the frame. I'm not even going to talk to you anymore. Ban him. Get him out. Get Elijah Plumber out of here. I'm tired of being... Or not Elijah Plumber, sorry. I don't want to... Ban Kirk. Get him out. Get Kirk out. I tried to warn you, bro. I fucking literally tried to warn you that you weren't going to have this conversation with me. And you tried to have it again. You can't break a solid steel core frame by bumping up against something. Sorry, bud. People are so dumb, dude. See, that's the internet. Everybody's a fucking expert on the internet. Everybody's stupid idea, they just stick to it, too. I've towed shit my whole life. I know how to tow shit. I know the principles of towing shit. You're not going to tell me how a solid fucking frame shears off because you bumped the underside of it on something or you drove it hard. You don't understand physics. You don't understand towing. You don't understand steel. So you can't have a conversation with me. So your fucking like theory crafting doesn't matter. Well, to be fair, it was broke before. No. Then if it was broken before, that's the problem then. How did you break a solid core steel frame to the point where the whole tow mechanism shears off the back of it? Bumper and all. Can you explain the physics of it? Yes. When you're talking about a vehicle that's meant to pull, to haul things, you have a solid core steel frame, okay? Steel has an incredibly high tensile strength. That's what it's called. That's how you rate the hardness of metal. Steel's tensile strength is incredibly hard. That's why it's used for tanks, boats, right? Warships, okay? So you got a solid core steel frame so that you can hook something up to something that weighs even more and use the torque of the engine to pull that thing. So you are hooking directly on to a solid core piece of steel that doesn't break. The best you can do is drop it off a building and bend it, okay? So it doesn't matter how hard you jerk. That frame stays intact because it is solid fucking steel. Okay? Who broke what? Some dude was putting the Cybertruck through its paces. I guess that's what he does. He buys a truck and drives the shit out of it to see if he can break it. And he was towing a Ford F-150 hooked up to the back of his Cybertruck. And they went over a bump, and the Ford kind of resisted for a second, and the Cybertruck, you know, reacted to that resistance with more power, and the back part of the quote-unquote solid steel towing frame sheared off. Just broke. Cheap as shit. So that video alone, the FAA or the what do they call, like the FTA, Federal Transportation Administration? Yeah, they ought to be all over that shit. They should derate those cars until they do a full fucking test of that core. There should be nobody allowed to tow with a Cybertruck just based on that video. Just based on that video. Yeah. Well, it looked like It looked from what I couldn't really, because the guys didn't like zoom in on the damage, but they pulled it back so they could see what happened, and there's some really clear pictures, and it looked like TIG welded shit, poorly welded steel appended to the solid steel frame to house the toe, to house the towing mechanism and the tow hitch. That makes no sense. If that's the case, those things should not be allowed on the streets to tow anything, and they probably ought to be derated for street legality, period. Well, I watched that Onion Nuggets. You almost lost that Tekken match. Almost counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, baby. I dominated that match, okay? I fucking clutched up and won. So, what are we doing about it? You know what I mean? But butterfly doors go up on the Tesla. I think Teslas are dog shit. Dude, when I was traveling in my electric car people kind of stick together, and I felt so bad. We pulled into this like grocery kind of store that had some CC2 chargers. And so, you know, we're going to sit there for about half an hour and get a full tank, and we're just charging up. And this Asian guy walks over and he goes, hey, he's like, do you guys know anything about Teslas? And I was like, sorry, man, this is our first kind of like big road trip with our electric vehicle. So he was like, yeah, he was like, they don't have a Tesla charger anywhere around here. And I was like, yeah. It's like, you've got the little thing though, right? The little connector, because Tesla will make like it makes a CC2 connector that you can put on your Tesla charging cable to like charge off of other things, right? And he was like, yeah, I've got it, but it's doing level 1 charging. And I was like, level 1 charging means trickle charge is what they call it. And it's going to take all night for you to get like 30%. It's very slow. And I was like, ooh, level 1? I was like, yeah, man, I don't know what to tell you. He's like, yeah, I've got to be in Castle Air Force Base. I've got to be at Castle Air Force Base tomorrow morning. And I'm at 10%, and it says it's going to take 5 hours for me to get a full charge, or 6 hours or something. And I was like, you'd be lucky you get a full charge from 10% trickle charging in 6 hours. I didn't want to tell him that, but I just had to tell him, like, dude, I'm sorry, man. I wish I could help you. And while I had that conversation with him, my fucking level 3 charging finished, and I drove away. You know? It fucking sucks. So yeah, I'd never buy a Tesla. They're way too expensive for what they are. I hate talking about my car because it's kind of a flex car, but whatever. It's a car. I use it as a car, but it's a fucking luxury vehicle. I've got a super high-end electric SUV, and there's nothing that Tesla could do to come anywhere near as luxurious and comfortable and good as my car is. Like, not a chance. Morning, Paul. Not usually up this early, but I had a job interview at my local courthouse. Cool. You go look it up. You probably don't see many on the road. I don't know why, because they're fucking baller. But I got a Nissan Ariya Platinum Plus with the piano black, like the fucking, that's the top trim package. All-wheel drive, fucking 0 to 60 in like 3.7 when I'm in boost mode. And it's a 4,000-pound SUV. It's a pretty nasty car, bro. I recently found out you can't even change a flat tire on the side of the road with a Tesla. You have to tow it to a dealership. No, that can't be true. That can't be legal. You have to be able to fix your car. Is that so? Yeah, it's super fun. It's the coolest car I've ever owned. It's super, you know, high end, luxurious on the inside. It's like the most comfortable fucking thing to drive. It's got fuck tons of power for its size. You know what I mean? Like, it's quiet. It drives itself on the fucking freeway. I hit, like, as long as it's a 3D mapped freeway, is what they call it. I go into blue auto drive. I take my hands off the wheel. It'll fucking. All my information, I mean, I've got gauge clusters, but all my information is on a holographic heads up display that's projected on the underside of my, it overlays the road. It's the coolest shit, bro. It's the coolest shit. It's awesome. It's the most awesome car I've ever had. Do you look forward to driving to the East Coast? I'm not driving to the East Coast meetup. I'm gonna fly. Just not going on a Boeing. Booking me an Airbus flight. We're going on the Airbus. We're going the Airbus route. I ain't stepping foot on a Boeing. No, sir. Good for you, Mork. Cool story, bro. Even if Teslas were awesome, I'd die of cringe if some Musk-S tech bro thought I was one of them. Yeah. I mean, Teslas, some of them look cool. Like, I like the gull wing doors on the Model X, I think it is, or Model S. I can't remember which one it is. I don't pay attention. But I like the gull wing doors. That's a cool design cue from the 80s. That's cool. I like that, right? And I don't think they look horrible, but yeah, I think you're getting ripped off. If you're gonna spend the amount of money that it takes to get into a Tesla, if you want an EV, there are better options. I do like how the Cybertruck is just a Hail Mary of a design for a car. At the end of the day, it breaks out of the convention. Yeah, in a bad way, but okay, you can give it that. You can give it that, I guess. I'm gonna do my stretches. I'll be back in a minute. Oh, yeah. That's good. That's really good. Don't listen to Chair. He tells only lies. He only obfuscates the truth, okay? He doesn't elucidate it. Whew. Man, that was good. Stretches got me too mellow, though. I'm like, whew. Loosey-goosey. Gonna fucking rearrange my umbrella situation. There we go. That's better. Yeah. Endorphin rush. Yes, yes, yes. Feels good. It's your blood pumping in the morning, you know? It's your legs woken up. It's your back stretched out. Put the bench back on. No. I gotta tell you something, Oyson. And this is gonna be harsh. It's gonna come off as harsh. You're not half as funny or interesting as you think you are. You need to post about 1/10 the amount you're posting. You are not someone that should be rapid firing. You are not. Paul, what are your thoughts on TJ's book, The Order of Chaos, An Antidote to Meaning? He didn't finish it, so I don't have any thoughts. Like, how can I have thoughts on a book that never came to fruition? Yeah, he's not that guy. He's not that guy. It's sad, but true. Yeah, for sure. Brett Keane drops should be so few and far between. And if you're just in here to like bibbledy babble and sklibbledy sclavel about Brett Keane all day, bro, it ain't your day. Sorry, Oyson, I'm just trying to help you out, bro. Because if this is the energy you bring to conversations and shit, everybody hates you, bro. You're not funny. Okay, that's okay, though. Most people ain't. You're not interesting. That's okay, though. Most people ain't. You're not all that smart. That's okay, though, because most people ain't. But you just don't know it. Most people do. So that's the disconnect that you're having. TJ never seemed to get along with Pimmonk. You could tell. What? Where these fucking non sequiturs come from? Where do they come from? Like, let me just wedge in a fucking third stringer from 7 years ago that I'm still thinking about to this day. It's like, what? I don't get it, bro. I really don't. I don't get the member DB crowd, dude. Member the. I mean, yeah, dude, I get it. Like, some of the stuff I do member, but like, people be dropping names that I haven't heard in straight up 10 years. Going like, what do you think about this guy? And you can tell they've been just like thinking about it on the daily for like 10 years. And when I say nothing, they're like, oh, come on, dude. Obsessed with me. No. Do you like V for Vendetta or Alan Moore in general? Thoughts on anarchism? Yeah, I mean, I liked the movie, I guess. I like Alan Moore's lectures and stuff. I don't really know how I feel about anarchism, to be honest with you. I just don't. It's not something I subscribe to, so I don't think about it. Oh, God. All right. The squad of people in here that are just having a fucking side conversation about ancient DP third stringers, I'm gonna ask you to stop, and then I'm just gonna start banning you. Because you're not getting the net. Okay? So I don't want to see Pimp Monk. I love Pimp Monk. I don't want to see the name in here unless I'm talking about Pimp Monk. Cool? Cool. If it's a DB third stringer from 28 years ago, don't bring it up in here. I don't know. I don't care. I don't remember. It's cringy as fuck. It's sad that 10 years later, you're still obsessive about it. Don't bring it up to me. I can't be any more direct than that. Here on out, it's going to be an auto ban. Cool? Cool. Just the non sequitur bullshit. I'm trying to have a conversation, and every time I stop to read something, it's just. Well, cool, Mork. Why'd you get such a nice car if having a flex car makes you feel weird talking about it? Because I like taking long road trips, and I wanted a nice car to do it in, you know? But I'm not a guy that, like, brags about material possessions and shit. I like my car. I think it's a cool car. I talk about it sometimes. But I don't want to come off like I'm a dude that's like, yeah, dude, here's the whip, you know what I mean? You know, that's just like, I understand people struggle. A lot of people that watch me don't make the money I make. And, you know, I just don't want to be one of those dudes. Hearing you read from, oh yeah, the Tao. Yeah, I like reading the Tao. Oh, I just don't want to evangelize, you know. I don't really care. I have reached the point of inaction and a point of aloofness when it comes to what other people believe. That is something that I have made peace with over the last couple of years of my life. Worrying over people's belief systems and such. I don't. I also don't care whether you are interested in my belief system, which is why I don't talk about it much here, right? I'm not, I'm definitely wary of being an evangelist. I never want to be that. Yeah, dude, the chat is fucking undoable. I think I'm gonna have to just start doing these at night. I'm gonna be straight up with you, but like the chat is, it's impossible to have a conversation right now. I'm not even gonna try. You said, you never said you chant. I thought all Buddhists did. I don't, and they don't. I'm a Zen Buddhist. My chant is my breath. Yeah, night chat seems to be less populated with gobbledygook morons like this person. Get Kimura and her dumb bitch ass and her punk ass fucking all caps moralizing bullshit off my stage. See what I mean? That's what I need to do. That's all this is gonna be now. It's like people want this to turn into, you know, instead of just vibing and having a conversation, they want it to turn into me sitting here all day reading retarded non sequitur shit and banning people. Like, I'm not gonna do it. So chat can either fucking get with the program or I'm gonna go play Tekken. It's fine by me. I get paid the same amount of money to do either. Well, it's a pursuit of inner peace and a pursuit of making peace with the world as it is, right? Why did the algorithm recommend me this stream? What a dumb question. What a stupid, skibbity, dumbass question. Too dumb. Too stupid.